Alright, Kipsters, happy Team Spirit Tuesday. I hope that you are rocking your favorite team's gear. Now, Miss Gerda doesn't have any teams like the Bulls or, other sports teams in Chicago, but my team is Kip. Kip is in primary, so I decided to wear some Kip gear, Kipsters. So I hope you are wearing your favorite team's gear as well. All right, Kipsters, it's time for another day of writing, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different in writing this week. Now, last week, we did a lot about how-to writing. I showed you guys stories of me writing about how to make lemonade. I showed you guys stories about how to plant a seed. But now, friends, we're going to move on to some of my most favorite writing that we do in kindergarten. Some of my most favorite writing, Kipsters, is when we do small moment writing. Now, I love small moment writing because small moment writing is stories about our real lives. We tell stories about things that have really happened, so we're becoming like real life authors. Sometimes authors, sometimes authors, they stop and they plan out stories that they can write, and sometimes they're true stories about their real lives, Kipsters, so you're going to get the chance to do that today. Now, towards the end of the video, you are going to need your paper and your pencil, like always in writing, so make sure you grab those things, and maybe even some crayons and markers if you want to decorate it and make it beautiful. Now, in order for us to do small moment writing, Kipsters, I have to teach you what small moment writing is. So I want you to zoom in to my poster because I wrote a lot of information, but don't worry, Kipsters, because I'm going to teach you what everything says so that we can know what small moment writing is. And then tomorrow, we're going to start writing our actual stories, Kipsters. Okay, so let's take a look. And I'm going to read these out loud and proud so you can know exactly what a small moment writing is, Kipsters. Okay, so in small moment writing, writers zoom in onto one moment. Just one, okay? And I'll explain what I mean about that a little bit later. The second thing about small moment writing is that it is a true story. Sometimes we want to write stories about dinosaurs and dragons and all these amazing things, and that time will come, Kipsters. But right now, we're writing true stories from our real lives. Okay, the next thing is that small moment writing has lots of details. And we're getting, again, our brains ready for first grade. So we're no longer writing stories with just one sentence. We're going to start focusing on thinking about how we can stretch our story out and add lots of more details in our words and our pictures in our writing. All right, next one. And finally, it says small moment writing has a beginning, it has a middle, and an end. Just like the other stories that we read every day in school, friends. Okay, now let's take a look at the first point. The first point says writers zoom in onto one moment. Now, I have to say, I think that this is like a little bit of a trickier part of small moment writing because sometimes we might want to tell this huge story, but small moment writing asks us to zoom in on think of it as like a watermelon, friends. So if you look at a watermelon, inside of the watermelon, you can cut it in half, and then there's a story. But then, if you look even closer, if you zoom in, the watermelon has all these little seeds. So the watermelon's that big story. You cut it in half, that's a smaller story, but we're going to pick out the seeds so we can tell the little small moments of a bigger moment. So let me show you what I mean. So at the bottom of our chart, so take a look at the bottom, I wrote some ways that you can have a big moment and how you can zoom it in into a small moment. Okay, so the first one says going to the beach. Now, I told you guys, I love going to the beach, and that's because there's so many things you can do at the beach. So this story could go on and on and on and on because there's so many things you could do. But when I zoom in to just one moment, I'm going to think about one thing that happened at the beach. Oh, I could write a story about building a sandcastle. That's a small moment about when you go to the beach. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one is the carnival. Show me a brain match if you've ever been to a carnival. Now, carnival has like popcorn, cotton candy, roller coasters, merry-go-rounds. There's so many things you can choose from. But when we're becoming good small moment writers, we zoom into that one moment. And I can think about, instead of writing about the carnival, because it's so big, when I zoom in, I could just write about my experience with riding a roller coaster at the carnival. Okay, last example. Another thing that happens, playing at recess. I know that you guys love recess. I do too, so very much. So when you play at recess, you can do a lot of stuff. I know at our school we have the caterpillar, we have the hopscotch, we have slides, we have the seesaw, we have the wall mountain that you can climb up. There's so many things, Kipsters, that you can do at recess. So as a small moment, good writer, I'm going to think about, how can I zoom in on my topic and pick one small thing? Well, one thing that happens at recess is that I could write about sliding down the slide. So that's small moment writing, Kipsters, and that's how you zoom into a smaller topic. And tomorrow we'll do more with actually writing our stories. But that's not it, Kipsters. So sometimes, Kipsters, it can be tricky to know where to start. It's called writer's block. Like, I don't know what to write about. There's so many things I care about. There's so many things that's happened in my life. So I'm going to show you what I do when I want to think about what could I write about, how do I zoom in and pick one topic. Okay, here we go. Okay, so on my next chart, it just says, hopefully you guys can see that, it says, don't know where to start, just write from the heart. Try that. Don't know where to start, just write from the heart. Try that. Good job. So all that means, Kipsters, is that I stop and I think about what are some things that are in my heart that are so important to me, because those things tend to be a lot easier to write about because it's something that I really care about, and that's a good way that writers get started. So you can take a look at my heart, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I wrote, and I'm going to pick one thing that I can zoom in on tomorrow. So take a look, Kipsters. So I drew my heart. And I thought about some things that are really important to me in my heart. So I said my pets, because my parents have a cat and dog, and I love them dearly. My family is so, so important to me. School and you, Kipsters, are so important to me. My friends, holidays, I love birthdays and Christmas and Thanksgiving and time to spend with family and friends. And I just drew the world because the world is just a place that's really important to me and in my heart. So now you're going to get the chance to do some work, Kipsters. When this video ends, I want you to think of a list. You can either write it out, or if you don't know how to write some words, you could try to stretch the words, or you could even, like me, I drew pictures, not just words. So you can take a piece of paper, write pictures or words of things that are in your heart that you might be excited to write about. You're going to need this step is very important because you're going to need that same paper tomorrow for writing so that you can pick one topic from your heart that you can write about, Kipsters. All right, good job. Keep up the good work. And really quick, before we end, I have some shout outs for a couple of friends. Shout out to my friend Tiana in North Park. Her mom told me about all the hard work that she's been doing. Tiana, don't give up and keep pushing yourself to work super hard every day. Another friend that I know has been working really, really hard is my friend Skylar in North Park, who has also been doing her work every single day with her mom. So keep up that very, very good work. Bye, Kipsters. See you tomorrow on Crazy Hair, Wacky Hair Wednesday. Bye, guys.